Wow, that's some serious light exposure. Hello. So this is going to be probably the most important video I've made on my channel thus far. And I know that's kind of a big thing to say, and it is. But I was meditating this morning and I thought of a really interesting question to ask myself, and the answer I came up with was like earth-shattering for me. So I was trying to figure out, like, I truly believe that all people are working on their own trial, their own whatever it is, more than just your job. What you're working to do is so much more than that. It's improving yourself in every way. You're trying to get to, not even like it's a level system, but you're trying to upgrade. You're trying to do things better, you know, emotionally, handle situations better, etc. Everyone's trying to do that, I hope, think, whatever. And I realized I got myself really caught up on a particular topic that has the potential to ruin my day off the jump. And it's been doing so for the last 3 days. And finally I identified it, and I thought my way through it. So let me just tell you what it is. What I do when I get up is I got myself so fucking focused on waking up properly, right? And like when I get up, I'm super depressed, just like anyone else. I'm super depressed. My negative core beliefs have set back in without my even knowing that I believe those things. They're just reinstalled. And my whole brain just doesn't have enough neurotransmitters or dopamine or norepinephrine or anything useful yet. So in the morning, my routine, at least historically, is to take a run to start the dopamine, norepinephrine, serotonin, endorphins, everything at once. Running's really good for you. And then to do a cold shower. And the cold shower shocks your system and also kind of reminds me personally of a mindset change. And that is crucial. That's kind of the state that I begin my day at. And I got so fixated on reaching this magical state of mental awareness where I'm suddenly, hyper acutely aware, thinking better. I mean, what am I aiming for here? And why am I doing that? Why I'm setting myself up for success, but then I don't focus on anything other than writing a list for the next day to make sure that if I do attain it, I make sure I'm trying to figure out the whole rest of the day I spend trying to figure out how to make sure this happens again. And if it doesn't go the right way, like today it did not go the right way, I would have spent the rest of the day trying to figure out how to change that and fix it so that I can make a routine that works, that I reliably can trust. And funnily enough, if I actually followed the routine today, I would have been fine. But it was that frustration and fixation on it that ruined my day. And what I'm realizing is, in the end, this is kind of the only thing I need to stay mindful of as I move on from this topic, is it's a war. We're in a war right now, it seems, between positive thinking and negative thinking. It's the simplest way to narrow it down. You don't have to think about complex thoughts or mantras or anything. I mean, a mantra is designed not to be complex, but you don't have to remember anything other than positive, negative. Is this thought positive? Is this thought negative? Is this thought constructive? Is this thought destructive? Toxic, nurturing, etc. And I feel like if I just apply that, I'm instantly free from all the emotional baggage that I normally drag around with me and all the negative core beliefs about myself that I haul around like a fucking freight train behind me. And it's like, it doesn't make me stronger to hold those. It actually just makes me more likely to be judgmental and angry and upset and use cheap emotional energy like rage and self-hatred. That's my biggest motivator, is self-hatred. I love that one. But it's not a good idea to use that, because it's reinforcing negative core beliefs about myself. I know I'm just randomly fucking ranting at this point on a topic that's just been obsessing my mind for the last 4 years, but just to give an idea of what's been going on, I have had a horribly tough battle with marijuana. Weed is not that benign. It's not that benign. I keep gesturing and using my right hand like it exists. It doesn't. Just put that over there. I actually have to keep it raised, that's why. Right, and with weed, what happened was I was like every day going through the routine where I would try to stay sober. For the majority of the day, I would stay sober unless I fall to one of the 2 craving times of day that I just automatically, I will get a craving to go use weed. 11 a.m., between 10 and 11 a.m., and between 3 and 4 p.m., 3 and 4:30 p.m. And I have no idea why those are, but I realized, and this is kind of a trick with addiction in general, cravings, you don't say no to a craving, you say yes instantaneously. Because if you say no, you're building emotional resistance. Your brain needs that process, the craving itself, the mental circuit that is going to get weed and consuming it. That process needs to be fulfilled, or at least feel like it was fulfilled. It does not require you to actually ingest the drug. Crucial to understand, you do not have to use, this goes for heroin, this goes for coke, this goes for everything else too, I promise you. And essentially, I've gotten myself free from weed for the last 3 days now. It's not that impressive, but it's more than nothing. It's 2 full days of my handling my own brain. But so I used to be really, really deeply in a cycle of freaking out and all my negative core beliefs and all my negative thinking and just general fear. That's really what it is, fear. Just naming it as it is. All of my fears, once I got up in the morning, would consume me. And then, of course, because the only way I could think of to get out of that state of being was to go use a drug, I would go use weed. And when you use weed, you dissolve your conscious existence. You're gone. You're not there. So, in my mind at least, it's very, very difficult to manifest myself in that state of being. So, I also hate weed. It's not pleasant. It causes a panic attack the second I take it, and I can't breathe because I have scarred my lungs to death, not from CF, but from weed. Yeah, and so basically in that process of going through 4 years living with my parents, trying to go to college, getting sick and having to drop out of college, all this stuff happens. And now, only finally am I actually realizing where the control system is in my brain, where the emotional thermostat was placed. And now that I have all those access codes and all the, I know how to do this properly, what I'm doing is kind of going to take priority. And I'm realizing that today, that I suddenly feel as if I have a free and open mind. So now what I'm doing is I'm making my secondary channel, my gaming only channel. So I'm going to link that in the description once I create it. But yeah, I kind of wanted to just let people know this is the thinking that got me free from my own negative thinking in general. If you just to function in the moment, you have to just put that shit down. You literally, you can just whoop, okay. It's not saying I'm not going to address you. It's the same thing with writing down something you're anxious about, or if you're really focused on something that's not, say you're studying and you have something on your mind that just won't let up. If you write that thing down, I've found it goes away and allows you to write, because your brain knows I've put that somewhere safe. It does not require my constant anxiety reminder so that Rob knows, I know it's on this piece of paper, he will figure this out later. And it allows you to actually let go of it. This is similar, but it's with self-hatred, or just feeling like you have no hope, or feeling like there is no way out of whatever situation you're in. I like to it's an energy state problem, right? I like to just reframe it and drop all the luggage and reframe it as, if anybody can do this, I can. And what is it that I'm actually seeking out of whatever I'm trying to do in life? Focus on that, leave the luggage on the ground, and yeah, that's all I have to say. I wish I could say more, or if I could make this headspace transcommunicatable. That was a word, but I can't. I can only say little increments of what I have found works and what seems to be going well for me right now. So there you go. That's the rant. That's the whole thing. And basically, I'm done. So thank you for watching. I hope this made some kind of sense and helped somebody, or maybe just was fucking mildly entertaining to see this psychopath talking about bullshit that he doesn't know anything about. So high five. See you guys in the next episode. Sorry for that. This is really messed up. Hurts a lot. And I love you guys.